So, just to let you know, things are not going as planned. The tour will go ahead, but as you can see, it's snowing. So, having got to exactly where I wanted to start the tour from, and I do apologise, the gimbal isn't connected, everybody, because it's snowing. And what I need is something more substantial to cover the gimbal. So I'm literally walking, trying not to slide, which is actually incredibly slippy. So I'm going to walk on these. Try not to face plant. Get my sturdy umbrella and try again. Because although I can get wet, my kit can't, because if my kit gets wet, I'm doomed as a virtual tour guide. So bear with me. And yes, to be honest, is it cold? Because I'm so, oh, yeah, right. I'm just unlocking my car. You can see there appears to be water on the camera there. So it just turned it on so you can hear me, because I didn't want the whole kind of Leonie's being kidnapped scenario. So let's get the umbrella. Oh, that was attractive. I just did a massive sniff. So you're in my boot at the moment, which is quite exciting, I'm sure. I'm going to get my gimbal, and I'm going to put you on my gimbal, dry my gimbal, and then we're going to be off. And it's all going to be marvellous, I'm sure, and not at all in the slightest bit stressful for a virtual tour guide. Don't look at the camera, please. Don't look at your screens. This is going to be really, really all over the place. So if you wait. That's the face of somebody who can't see where she's going because she's got rain all over her glasses. And it's all gone wrong and I want to cry. But in other news, hello everybody. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my camera. Right, splendid. So, scarf is wet, hat is wet, everything is, the bag's wet as well. It was splendid. It was going to be absolutely fine. And it's quite funny because, of course, you know why I'm repeating this tour? Because it rained last time. And I wanted to give everybody the HeyGo experience without. Right, so what did I just do with my glasses? Bear with me. I don't like to appear disorganised, and the annoying thing is I was super organised. Although I say that, and now I'm just slightly concerned I've put my glasses somewhere. Oh, there they are. Found them. Right, put glasses on head. Tick. Can't see, but that's fine. Just as long as they're on my head. I can't lose them if they're on my head. So we're still in the pre-live. We've still got 4.5 minutes, which is splendid, I'm sure. And what I'm going to do now is attempt to put the brolly up whilst not showing you the inside of my nostrils. Oh, right. So, right. This is going well. It's going well. Why do I need glasses? It's just more fast. Sorry, I'm showing you the inside of my nostrils. It's all right. Hopefully there's no professional tour guides on here who know what they're doing and are looking at me and despairing. Right. It's all right. Stop showing your nostrils. Hi, how is everybody? It's been a glorious day. I'm just going to quickly check that I have indeed locked my car. I have locked my car. I've got my gimbal. I've got my phone. And You're seeing my face far closer than anybody needs to, but unfortunately, it's snowing in Maidstone. Hello, everybody. Ridiculous. Let's just scroll down so I can actually see who's here. Oh, so many people, or were you having lots of chats? Right. What I really want to do is grab the brolly with my teeth. Hello, Gwen. Hello, Tim. Hello, Eminem. Hello, Natasha, Margaret, Susan, Jenny, Pizzazz, Susan, Marta, Elizabeth, Annabelle, Sarah and the kids, Kathy. And lots of people seem to be talking to each other. Seth, Adrian, Janie, Adrian, Chloe, Rita, Marguerite, Becky, Linda, Andrea, Jodie. Oh, yes, you can look now. Shubi, Vlasta. Thank you, Anne, for the tip. Much appreciated. Memphis Paul. Members Paul and Stevenson minor Stephen. Anne, another Anne. Heather, Susan, Elaine, Rain, Jenny, Tina, Donna, Ashley, Casey, Bonnie. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Madison. Oh, we're there. Fabulous. Right then. So, apologies all for the ridiculous drama. I'm not entirely sure what's worse, snow or rain. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Court. So here we are in Maidstone, and it appears that I've got a tear, but it's not. I think it's a bit of snow. I can't do the pre-live with my face like that. It's just too close. So what I might do is do a pre-live talking to you see, if I had a, whoops. Now, hopefully there's no water in my electrics, not my personal electrics. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Roger. Hello, Pauline. Hello, Chelsea. Hello, Kim. Now, I am walking like a constipated penguin because I don't really want to be on my bottom. Hello, Tina. It will get better, I promise you. We've got 20 seconds to go, thank the Lord. Then I can turn the camera away from my face and hopefully, whoops. So I'm trying to get my hand into the... Hello, Ronnie Lynn. Hello, Adam. Hello, DT. Does anybody want to come to Maidstone? It would be very nice. So let's see if I can kind of... Oh, this is going... Right, so, hello. I'm turning it round. I can't look at my face anymore. I'm terribly sorry. But welcome to Maidstone. I am Leonie Kent, and I am about to show you the festivities, the lights, the drama, and the snow of Maidstone. So thank you everybody for joining. In case there's any newbies, I'm just going to quickly show you how the platform works. On the top right, you've got a follow button. If you click on follow, if you've got the app, it will notify of your tours, and in the web browser, you'll be able to see all the tours I've got on. Thank you, Debbie, that's very kind to follow. Then at the bottom right, you've got a chat button. Normally, I would say chat as much as you like, and please do feel free. However, please note today, it is very slippy underfoot. It is very wet overhead. I am not Canadian. I am not used to this. The limbs may go in separate directions, and therefore my eyes may not do what they should. So, at the bottom middle, you've got the postcard button. Please take photos. Feel free to share them. If anybody took close-ups of my face in the pre-live, aka Janie, no need. Thank you. And then at the bottom left, you've got the tip button. As you probably know, HeyGo guides are not paid. We rely on the generosity of your tips. So thank you very much. Nothing says Christmas, I think, more than snow. I can see there's some debate as to whether or not Canadians are used to snow. Well, I can assure you, as a girl from the south, generally if it snows, I don't go out. I'll try and make sure the brolly doesn't mess up your strokes. Now, although we are starting in the exact opposite of where I wanted to start, it's all right because I'm still going to show you everything. I just need to remember my stories backwards. Not that kind of backwards. Right, so we are coming up to the second of the Wetherspoons pubs. Now, this is called the Society Rooms. And if you're not in Britain and you want a cheap drink, or rather not cheap, nothing's cheap anymore. If you're looking for a not very expensive drink, then Wetherspoons have got chains all over the place. And I was actually in there on Thursday night, and the chaps, so for example, the chaps had paid about £6 for a bottle of beer, and they went in there, and I think it was about half the price. It is snowing, Lisa, it is snowing. Because the man upstairs, the woman upstairs thought it'd be really, really funny. Because the last time I did this Maidstone tour, it rained, and that was the first time I'd done it in rain. And now it's doing it in snow. You woke up to snow yourself, Pauline, I say. Have you got a leak in the ceiling? It is pretty. It's not actually settling at the moment. So what you're looking at the moment is obviously the Christmas lights. We are walking along Week Street. Now, Week Street is based on the Roman road, which is why it's lovely and straight. And when there was the Battle of Maidstone, which is something that happens every year on the January sales, but when we had the Battle of Maidstone, there was, this is when all the royalists and the parliamentarians were having a bit of fisticuffs. And when I do my day tour of Maidstone, when it's not snowing, you'll get to hear about that exciting battle, which was after the English Civil War. Now, what you're coming up to is the first set of Christmas lights. Now, this isn't the most exciting part of the tour. The most exciting part of the tour will actually be probably at the end, if I haven't fallen over and knocked myself unconscious. Now, as you can see, a lot of the shops are actually putting on their festivities. So you've got some of the lovely trees, you've got some of the flashing lights. Now, I do wonder that having an uncle who actually was severely epileptic, how you have warnings on the TV if you get flashing lights. Thank you, Pauline. Did I just say that? I do apologise, but I may have thanked you twice. Actually, how these flashing lights impact those with epilepsy. And what we've got is some chaps who are obviously very carefree in the snow by going along on their scooters. Now, I wanted to show you this, so it's probably a good job we're going this way, because I just thought, now this is the United Reformed Church, and I just thought this was super cute. And that's actually not a real baby, for those worrying. But it's got the obligatory sheep. And as you can see, it is starting to settle somewhat. And there's probably a lot of kids all around Kent having the time of their lives, getting really excited because it's snowing. And Jenny did actually message to say that it was snowing down in Eastbourne. I saw her on Facebook, so I should have known it was coming up. Now, what we're doing is we're coming to Fremlin Walk. Now, Fremlin Walk was built in 2005. Its flagship store is one of the main department stores in Britain, which is called House of Fraser. And basically, for those, I imagine you've all got different department stores, but it's actually got lots of branded clothing as well that you can go in, homeware, kitchenware, where. And there's the first of our Christmas trees tonight. And this is the grand entrance of Fremlin Walk. And I'm just going to walk by the telephone box. Might actually go in it and do the tour for the next 38 minutes from the telephone box. Oh, sorry, Brolly was in the way of the postcard. Beaver Brooks and Fraser Hart are expensive jewellers. Now, this is one of the BT phone booths, which I know for those in Britain isn't that exciting, but those from abroad, we used to have the lovely red telephone booths, but I'm afraid they've all kind of gone. And you'll probably find that mostly the telephone books tend to be vandalised. Thank you, Deborah. Some may say brave, some may say foolish, some may say I've just realised that the tag from the brolly is what's hanging down and getting in the postcards. You've still got the red ones in York, Janie. That's fab. There's a great little map. I mean, everybody can see that. Now, Fremlin Walk, unfortunately, has been hit as much by the hello. That was a little slippage. I may be the only one. I'll try not to take it personally. Thank you, Casey. Now, I'm going to show you the store, and then I'm going to show you a little bit on the floor. I'm in a rhyming mood today, obviously. And this shop has got some beautiful Christmas decorations. Do you know what, Tina? I would so love to show you the dog again. For those that weren't there at my tour last time, there was a dog called Kobe. It was Carl and Kobe, I think. And he was a Belgian Alsatian. And he was absolutely fabulous and tried to steal the show, if I may say so. And there you are, because who doesn't need a cycling bear in their house? And of course, you've got Pandora. I'm not sure. I'm thinking Pandora is probably something that is an overseas as well, is it? Basically, it's dangly bits that you add to your bracelet. I'm not sure what they would actually say that as marketing. Oops, sorry. You're going to hear these ridiculous noises every so often, which is me slightly slipping and then righting myself. Oh, isn't that sweet? I'll send that card, I love you, to Apollo so he can chew it. that's what I'm hoping to avoid doing. So what he's doing at the moment, he's walking down. He's an adult. He's walking down and slipping deliberately on the snow. If he goes on his bottom, I will try and capture it for all of you. Now, we've got Hans from Bavaria. I can't even pronounce Voschnock, but I was just going to say that we've got these lovely little huts, which of course are all closed. And I think they did things like pulled pork, which seems to be kind of just the thing really for a wooden hut. A bit of pulled pork. I'm not entirely sure. I never have really worked out what the difference is just between pork and pulled pork. I have this image of the chefs having a fight. Tina, was it you who was a Star Wars fan? There you are. There's a peregrine falcon. Oh, I almost said that correctly. Peregrine falcon. Whoops. Did I totally? I haven't got my glasses on. What's M&M? Nobody else corrected me. Nobody else. Is that because nobody else knew I was wrong and I could have gotten away with it, or because everybody else thought, "What on earth is she talking about?" Do you know? There is a peregrine falcon, though. It just didn't potentially go in Star Wars. My brother actually had a Millennium Falcon. He did not have a peregrine falcon. He had budgies. Susan, you were being polite. I'm more than happy for people to tell me when I'm talking absolute nonsense. And there we have the polar bear, which I absolutely adore. Is there any sound? Well, I can't answer. Can you tell Galadriel, I'm glad he can't hear me make a mess of his name, that there is sound? What's his name? His name is Polar. His surname is Bear. And I'm afraid I still can't sit on his paw because I'll end up with a wet bottom. Galadriel, the old mute button. Right. Now, the way that I would normally take you out of Fremlin Walk is actually down these stairs. And I'm not sure whether or not, even with my constipated penguin walk, oh no, it's all right. If I fall, it won't be that far. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, God. Oh. The funny thing is, I've been on tours where guides have done things like this, and I've actually been quite anxious about it. So I do apologise if anybody is actually feeling anxious about me walking down the stairs. I am super glad my mother's not on board, because she would be having kittens, and I can't rehome anymore. The house is full. Well, let's look at the fabulous clock. Somebody had sprouts for dinner. Right, let's brave the rest of those steps. Steps? I did actually have sprouts today, just so you know. Very well, nicely cooked they were too. Right, the good news is I'm at the bottom, guys. Oh, I say how exciting. One small issue, my umbrella is wider than the gap. Let's do that again, but style it out a bit better. Right. Indeed. Mind the gap. For those of you on my private Facebook group, you will have seen that when I went to London last weekend, somebody got his hoodie stuck in the tube doors, somebody else got their arms stuck in the tube doors, and somebody else got their bag stuck in the tube doors. So there was a lot of mind the gap going on. Whoops. This is the Thai Rice Club. Guess what they serve in there? It's a Thai restaurant. Now, Fremlin Walk is actually, the shopping centre is based on the largest brewery that there was in Kent. So in 1861, Ralph Fremlin took over the brewery. He was a devout Christian, and he did not believe in people drinking in pubs. So he actually sold the 10 premises that came with the brewery, and he actually set it up for the home market, the bottling. Unfortunately, when Whitbread then took over the brewery, it went into decline. And now, of course, we've kept that beautiful frontage. Now, just so you can see, this is how a HeyGo guide balances an umbrella on their head. And I'm going to zoom in for you. And you should be able to see, it says 1887, but actually the clock's older than that. It was actually installed by the Maidstone Rotary Club. But can you see the elephant above the clock? Now, last time we had a bit of a struggle. The elephant is in black. It's the one with the legs. Now, that elephant was the logo that was on the bottles, and the reason for that is because Ralph Fremlin had links to the East India Company. Now, it was pointed out to me that not everybody might know who the East India Company was. But basically, that's a long and convoluted story. But basically, they were a trading company. Oh, I managed to whack my umbrella into the wall and managed to get a snowdrop in my eye at the same time, which hopefully you'll all agree is skill. Now, what we're doing is we're walking towards Maidstone High Street. And is anybody getting married? Beautiful. I'll be honest, I do love a wedding dress. They're just so pretty. Okay, we've got a lot of people that aren't keen on weddings dresses. I think it might be bringing back some bad memories. Well, I could, if I'd have actually ever tried to set up a snow tour in Maidstone, it would never have happened because it's not necessarily. Somebody asked me when I was at Rochester Market and said, is it unusual? Isn't it unusual to snow in Kent? I said, no, it's not unusual. What I meant was, It's not unusual to snow in Kent at winter, maybe once or twice. So I probably left the impression that it was a lot more common than it is, which of course it isn't. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for that. Everybody now is wishing you hadn't used the Tom Jones reference. Right. So now we're getting to where we want to be, which is rather fabulous. Okay, let me tell my gimbal to stop being. There we are. No, not quite that far, thank you. There is a bus shelter, Sandra. Should I just get in it and stay there? I might just walk in the road. Now, well, it's interesting that you say it's a scene out of Dickens, because Dickens loved Kent, and the pub I'm going to show you in a minute has a link to Dickens. And here we are, for the Star Wars fans amongst you. I can't walk past this shop. We've probably got more peregrine falcons in there flying around. Everything looks better under a layer of snow, isn't it? We got any eagles or no? No other birds of prey there, I'm afraid. Who doesn't need a stormtrooper in their life? Cheryl, Preston's a long way to come down for a Sauvignon Blanc. Right. I'm now walking into the snow, and you are looking at the Muggleton Inn. So for those that are Harry Potter fans, I have to disappoint you. Thank you, Madison. It is not a reference to Harry Potter. It's actually a reference to Charles Dickens, who in the Pickwick Papers called Maidstone Muggleton, and Maidstone Knights, Muggletonians, and Rochester was Cloisterham. I'm afraid I don't really drink, so I don't know if they have Shepherd Neame. I'm sure, I know there are lots of Shepherd Neame pubs. Thank you, Debbie. I hope you're enjoying it. I may put it down as my most challenging tour yet, so I hope you are enjoying it. And we're coming up to the statue of Queen Victoria. Thank you, Debbie. Now, as you can see, it says this was a gift of Alexander Randall. Sorry, that's really not straight. Let me see if I can straighten that for you. Thank you, Cynthia. Now, Alexander Randall started off as a bank clerk. He ended up becoming a partner in the Kentish Bank, and he became High Sheriff of Kent, and a philanthropist for his hometown. And one of the things that he did was donate that amazing statue. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Galadriel. I'm sorry I struggle over your name. Hopefully you struggle over my name, so we're even. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Sandra. Oops. Yeah. Well, Tina, you know what? I said to myself, I've got people coming on this tour. I really need to make an effort. So I did a little bit of a snow dance, which involved throwing icing sugar out the back window. And here you are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Leone lunge. So for those that eyes go squiffy, hold on to your hats. Woohoo! So you've got it all in its glory. It's actually incredibly calming on the other side of the camera. And we're going back. 1, 2, 3, padoing. We're not going back as quickly as I would like it. Thank you very much. And where we're standing is where the cannons were firing down on the Battle of Maidstone. Whoops! And another wedding shop. Apologies to those who really don't want to see the wedding shop. Sorry, my gimbal is enjoying the snow. Yes, still got a wimpy. Do you know what? I've lived in Maidstone for 25 years and I've never been in it. Actually, that might be a lie. I may have actually been in it after a night out while somebody was buying something. Now we're coming up to Maidstone Town Hall. Now the council chamber, which I've actually sat in, and I hate to say, I paid absolutely no attention to the decoration at the time. Apparently it's fabulously decorated. Now I was actually there for a planning application for Maidstone Borough Council in support of not actually taking down ancient woodland to extend the quarry, but we weren't successful. So what I would like to do at some stage is go in there, take some photos so I can share the media for you. There's also a prison in there which has still got the graffiti from the prisoners who are waiting to be deported. Sorry, the was me thinking. I'm just going to walk up to the window of the Brenchley so you can have a nose, and people might think, what is that woman doing? But that ceiling in the Brenchley, if you come to Maidstone, have a nose in there. Right. Now we're going to walk down Bank Street. Now then, as I asked last time on my tour, why do we think it's called Bank Street? Anks? Don't you love it when you do a speller? It's all right, Donna. The B came. Yes, it was because the Kentish Bank was based on here. Thank you, Ruthie. And I just think it's fabulous when you think to yourself, what are we going to call this street? Let's call it Bank Street. It's got banks on it. All I would say is I think marketing has improved over the years. So, for example, if you've got an East Street and a West Street, that's actually really functional. The problem is that the banks have been closing down, and as Mike suggests, yes, now would be better off with Burger King Street. Because if we name it after the number of banks now, you'd just have street. We have got one Burger King in Maidstone. We've got 3 McDonald's. So it would appear us Muggletonians like our burgers. Oh, enjoy the church, Debbie, or if that's the right expression. We have got a KFC. Now, this is what I like to think of as a star with the colourful skirts. And I think one of the skirts isn't lit up. Oh, is that car coming this way? Let's hope the brakes work. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. And I think the skirt's not lit up on this particular one to protect the star's modesty. And I've now got a crunching underfoot. Yeah, do you know what, Tina? I'm glad you said that because I thought exactly the same. I thought, oh, there's a doggy. Oh, no, it's suddenly morphed into a child. Do I have Instagram? I'm afraid not, Madison. I am trying to set myself up on YouTube, which is going to be my next foray into spending loads of time, thank you, Lorna, on social media. Now, this cannon was actually donated to the town by the Secretary of War, and it was seized at Sevastopol during the Crimean War in Russia. It is a big one. They say sizes and everything, but I'll be honest, when it's a cannon, I think it probably has a lot to do. Probably impacts the size of the cannonballs, to be fair. When we go to Rye, oh goodness gracious me! I thought somebody was pushing on the gimbal, but it was my umbrella. Whew, I love the fact I can terrify myself on my own. There are a few people walking around, more than I would have thought, if I'm honest with you. Now we're going down to the river. What we're looking at, can you see the green sticky out thing? It's flashing green lights, and it's called the Maidstone marker. It costs £60,000. Well, it costs £63,000, and it's 60 feet tall. And the pattern and speed change depending on the speed. Oops, sorry. The speed and direction of the wind. Right, no, not that. That is a traffic light. It's the. I'll show you when we're closer. The day I start pointing out traffic lights on tours, you know that I've run out of things to say. More steps. How joyous. And I probably will wait for it to go green rather than doing what I did without the gimbal and just cross. So can you see now the green? Well, Donna, it's funny, when it was first installed, everybody locally was like kind of, oh my goodness, what a waste of money, absolute. Do you know what, it's been here so long now, it's actually a bit of a landmark. And I don't know, it's quite comforting really. Oh, it's green. Oh, double green. Oh, right. The great thing is they will have gritted that road. and we are coming up to the River Medway in all its beauty. Not the law courts, they're not really that beautiful, are they? They look like some sort of block. But when I'm able to turn round, you'll see the River Medway in all its beauty. Hopefully not too fast, Donna, because I have to drive home. Now, what I would have spoken to you about is the lights on Maidstone. Oops, oh dear, on Maidstone Bridge, and there's some on St Peter's Bridge. But for some reason, you can hopefully see the lights there, which are from St Peter's, but the ones on Maidstone Bridge don't appear to be lit. Now those, if you thought 63,000 was a lot of money, they cost over 200,000. They were funded by the Cross-Channel Partnership, which provides transportation information and advice. Again, very pretty. These are back in the day when you don't have a cost of living crisis, and it was really to regenerate the area. And the thing is, yes, I would love to say that we shouldn't be spending any money, but it's very difficult when it comes to art. Certainly wouldn't be appropriate at this moment in time. Now, we're going to end the tour over there, where the pretty lights are, but I'm going to take you up here to Archbishop's Palace, which hopefully will look stunning. And you can probably, you may be able to hear, you may not be able to hear, and the River Len, that's the River Len running into the River Medway. And the River Len wanders round the A229, which is the main road through Maidstone, and often has swans in it. Thank you, Ronnie. Whoops. Yeah, well, I shall drive home. Is the car far? Well, the amusing thing is my plan, oopsie, that side of the road disappeared. My plan was to start from where we're ending, walk back to the car. Unfortunately, because of the need for a robust umbrella, I now need to walk all the way back to where we started, but it's all right. It probably makes up for those 2 cookies that I had at lunchtime. Oh, and brilliant. Well, I love seeing what comes up on the Daily Scoop. Now, because it's after 6 o'clock, the Daily Scoop I won't be able to see unless I go on to Happenings and then look on, scroll down. But hopefully they choose a really nice one for the main picture. Now, thank you, Hadrian. Now, this is Archbishop's Palace, which is beautiful. And as it sounds, it's the Daily Scoop, Cheryl. It's an email. Thank you, Anne. That would be brilliant. It's an email that comes out basically talking about postcards that were taken, tours that are coming up. The Archbishop's Palace is exactly as it sounds. It was a palace for archbishops, which would be making their way from Canterbury into London. And they had various palaces along the way. So there was one in Oxford, one in Croydon. Thank you, M&M. Yes, always appreciate people sharing postcards. It just generates a bit of interest. Now, you can see the different architecture, sounded like artichoke then, on the left to the main, and basically the middle bit was about the 14th century and the additional wings were 16th, so you can see the different styles. Now, this was leased by Kent County Council for weddings. So until December of this year, the local registry office would have been Archbishop's Palace, which is an absolute gift, really, because it is stunningly beautiful. Unfortunately, the running costs have become too high, and it looks now as if it's going to become a wine hotel. But the person that would put in their preference or their interest, it's taken them longer than they expected to put all the detail together, so we haven't moved forward. I say it's got absolutely nothing to do with me whatsoever. But obviously it's interesting for the town. Can everybody hear the snow crunching under my feet? It's really fabulous because it makes me think of those tours I've taken with, say, Patrick, where he's been walking on snow, and you've heard the crispness. Mike, my knees, they also make noises, but not quite as regular, and usually accompanied with more groaning. How dare you? I'm a spring chicken! So we're back to the county courts. We're going to have a little amble along the river, and then we're going to finish. Well, actually, I probably ought to walk on the path rather than just fling myself off into the river, perhaps. It looked like it was going to end. So if anybody's got any questions while I'm doing this little walk, do feel free to ask. And this actually is really is a flashing light. It's not part of the Christmas decorations. Thank you, Margaret. That's very kind. It's just a spooky flashing light. Yes, LS, it's lovely to see you. Donna, is it safe there? Well, I'll tell you what. If it's not, then I'm doomed. I think it's like any town. So I'm a grown-up, so they tell me. And my mother has told me it is not safe to be walking in Maidstone at night on my own. What she doesn't realise is I've got dozens of you. So from that point of view, here I am. Well, it's interesting, Tracy, and I was saying this on my Rochester tour. So I'm showing 85, which means 85 is the number of current people on my tour. 130 is the number, and I don't know if this includes the 1 minute previews, yes, is the number of people that have joined and gone, oh, for goodness sake, the woman's a buffoon, and switched off, or whether it includes those 1 minute previews. But obviously some people can't stay for the full length of the tour. Okay, something else that's been spooking me a little bit was there was a shadow quite close to me. But it's all right. It's my own shadow. I can cope with my own shadow. But I wouldn't say Maidstone's dangerous. I think you have to be safe. There has been a murder or two in town. Unfortunately, when the kids go out, they have a bit of fighting. Reflection shot, guys. Am I having counselling? No. I prefer to stay in the world I am than retreat to the normal one. Right, now this bridge is the Millennium Bridge. It's not the Millennium Falcon. And if I jumped up and down on it, it would bounce. However, I'm obviously not going to jump up and down on it because it would end badly for me and probably the bridge. William's watching on YouTube. William, how are you watching on YouTube and also commenting? Is that me, or does that look absolutely fantastic? Yes, I get that I'm streaming live. Well, when I got up this morning, I saw the level of fog and I thought, oh, that doesn't bode well for the lights. And then I thought to myself, but equally, potentially it may give this really ethereal glow. This does look a bit like a scene from A Christmas Carol. Yes, we are almost at the end of the tour. Shockingly, I'm 2 minutes, 47 minutes over. Oh, brilliant, Donna. Whoops. It's all right, Donna. I knew what you meant. I'm able to read text speak. William came back to the... look at me calling him Will like I know him. Will momentarily came back to the apt comment. Deborah, I imagine it really was. There's probably quite a few dead bodies. Yes, HeyGo stream on YouTube, Cheryl. So, but it depends. Sometimes I'll cut you off. Oh, thank you, Pauline. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And we're just coming up to the stag, which is where I was going to start from. 2:48 a.m. in Bali. I've been to Bali, loved it. Absolutely loved it, Chandra. This is the stag, which is lit up in all its glory. And it does look like the stag's wearing a collar. Oh no, it's a nose. I've only just realised it's a nose. I saw that earlier. I thought, why on earth is that dog wearing a collar? Then I realised it was the stag. And this is Lock Meadow Complex, which has got restaurants and the Odeon Cinema, which I can assure you was amazing when it opened, because we didn't have a cinema, a proper cinema. It's got different screens and everything. It does look, well, let's pretend it's Rudolph. And we've got kiddies throwing snowballs. And we've got little people, and by that I mean children, in the kiddies park. Oh, sorry, I'm trying not to show the... whoops, that's me falling down. That's all right, no broken bones. While we're here, because there's no way I'd be able to show you this during the day because it would be full of kids. Let me just quickly show you the... Oh, here I go. Oh my God, hey, you. Oh, I am glad, Anne. It's definitely going to be one which isn't going to be able to be repeated. There you go, and there's the owl. The reason is I couldn't ask for snow, or I could ask for snow, but well, I'm afraid I haven't got any hands, Cheryl. I've got the gimbal in one hand, I've got the umbrella in the other, and I've managed to push my hat off my head. So I'm just going to walk back now. That's really the official end of the tour. I'm just going to walk back to the main street, and you're welcome to stay on. I know some of you will fret. I won't be taking you all the way back to my car, just because it is a logistical feat, and I think I've actually knocked my hat off my head, which is slightly annoying. I'm still not jumping on the bridge, Cheryl. It is so slippy underfoot that I would land on my bottom. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much for everybody joining. So my next tours, I don't know what I've done, but I've discombobulated myself with the brolly. Bear with me. Oh. Trouble is, I'm not really very coordinated. Thank you, Jane. I'm not sure how I managed to do that. Thank you, Court. So next week, next Saturday, say hello to Rolo for me. Next Saturday, I'm going to be showing John and Leo, the kittens, the hand-reared kittens that were named after John and Liam, the HeyGo founders. Oh dear, I may have to. Right. I'm just doing some steps, so I'll pause my spiel. Right, so yes, and you can see actually it's getting quite foggy now, isn't it? But those lights have changed colour. Or actually, no, they are the traffic lights probably. Whoops. Yes, so we're going back to the cattery, to Katie's house. Oh, thank you, Margaret. To see how they are now. They were born, I believe, in April, so that will make them 8 months old. And I haven't seen them, for a good couple of months. So I'm going to be really excited to see how they do, how they're doing even. Thank you, Deborah. Happy Christmas. And then what I don't know how with the umbrella up. I've still got quite a wet gimbal, but never mind. That's my, that's my hat. So, has anybody got any bright ideas of how I can pick up my hat, keep the brolly on my head, and hold the gimbal? No. Right, hold on. The picture's going to go very awry because it's impossible to do what I want it to do. So, ouch. I've got my thumb stuck in the brolly. Oh, dear me. Right. Right. Fine. I thought that, Tina. I was going to try and balance the brolly on my head, but unfortunately, it all went a bit skew-whiff. So, yes, then that was it. I've remembered. Thank you, Natasha. Then the other thing I was thinking is I know a few people struggle over the Christmas period, and I didn't know whether or not to have a check-in and chat, just to kind of have a bit of a light-hearted touch base. So if anybody thinks that would be something they'd be interested in, thank you, Shannon, please let me know. I've also got a private Facebook group, which is called Leonie on Tour, where I try and share some of my exciting adventures. Whoops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you up to the main traffic lights, and then I'm going to turn the stream off. Just want to get you another view of the beautiful bridge. Ruthie, I would love to, I don't drink tea, and I've got to entertain the kittens when I get home. Can you believe it? There's no rest for the wicked. I might have a hot mug of water though. I might go mad. Have a hot mug of water. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. I don't drink tea, no. I don't drink tea. It is strange. I am British. I promise you it's not all false. But I'm not a tea drinker. And you can just see the Toilet Roll Hotel at the end. So that's the Travelodge, which when it was first built, we all referred to as the Toilet Roll Hotel, because it does rather resemble a toilet roll. And I'll be honest, for the flagship kind of hotel round the main roundabout in Maidstone, I would have preferred something a little bit more je ne sais toilet roll paper. Oh yes, I love a hot chocolate, but I haven't got any in. I've only got mocha, and I won't have one that late. And there, in all its glory, is that Maidstone marker. Oh, what idiots. So that was somebody sticking his head out the van and going boo, which I'm sure he found really funny. Oh well, if I made his moment. Oh, don't report me to the police. Thank you, Donna. Well, I'll be honest, I think the snow has probably made the weather in some senses. No, did I just say the snow has probably made the weather? The snow has probably made the tour. It's just as the guide, it makes it slightly more challenging.
Turn left. Turn left and you'll get to the top of the track.
I've still got 60 of you on. How many of you? Oh, Donna, that, to be fair, may be your most insightful comment yet. I think it was the cat. I think the cat's trying to talk to me. Well, I also know that I had some people join late. I don't know if LS is still on board. LS, are you there, or were you literally dipped in and then dipped out? Matthew and Michael, your offer of protection is lovely. Where is it that you actually live, and how many hours would it take to get here to save me? Arizona, that's what I thought. I was going to say, have you got a portal? LS, I was saying that I know some people had joined late, and that's why I've kept the stream running. because it really is just an absolute one-off. This tour in the snow in Maidstone. So what time is it with you, LS? What time is it? So for me, I'm guessing it's probably about 7, is it? 7 o'clock. 11 a.m. So you've got the whole day ahead of you. It's 2 p.m. in London, Ontario. Two p.m. here in Philly. And it's snowing with you, Lorna. There's a lot of snow going around at the moment then, isn't there?
Oh, it's going down my back.
Oh, bless. It's going down its back. It's 7:02 in Leicestershire. Well, there is a time difference, isn't there, Mike, between Kent and Leicestershire? And if you think it's that I've gone quiet, it's because I have. This little tour guide has got tired little legs. Hawaii! Oh, who's in Hawaii? And the weather, is it wonderful? Tell me all about your hot weather, that'll warm me up. There you are, Red, a double post box. The gift that just keeps on giving. Imagine if, well, yes, I think they've got different, I don't know if one's for parcels, one's for letters, one's for first, one for second. But you can bet your bottom dollar that like the recycling and the waste bins, that people will put them in the wrong bins. Could one of you be lovely and pick up my hat? Sorry, is that possible? Just wedge it in my hand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Who managed to get a postcard with it the right way around? And equally, how have I dropped my hat again? There you are. Quick, click, 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 click. This is the dark side. I've been referring to Star Wars. This is the dark side where all of the lights have gone. So for those of you who were with me 2 weeks ago, you will note that we had no lights down this end. And I thought maybe, it's just a one-off. But who knows? But slightly disappointing, which is why I didn't take you down this route during the tour. Just the extra. And this would have looked absolutely stunning if it was lit up. So if you can imagine it lit up, that would be fabulous. How far from Kent? I'm in Kent, LS. That is the shopping centre with the big polar bear. See, Mike, you're going to know your way around Maidstone at this rate. Maidstone is the county town of Kent. On the 2021 census, there was about 170,000 people living here, one of whom is me. So there's 169,999. Actually, I think it's about 173,000, so I've got my maths wrong. Sorry, I just blew on you because I've actually got snow on the gimbal. No, Canterbury, unfortunately, Galadriel is actually about 45 minutes from here. Expensive parking, and that is really bad signal. I went down, did a signal test, and I was so disappointed because I know so many people would love if I was able to do Canterbury. How far from Hastings Road? Is that the A229 you mean, called? There's lots of snowball fights, I think. Tina, when you say is that a pop of Maidstone or Kent? Galadriel, where are you? No, Viola. Snow is... we would expect maybe once or twice over winter. So that's why there's so much excitement and the kids are so excited. And I guess depending on how deep it is... Oh, sorry, 170,000 population of Maidstone, the county town of Kent. Oh, Bedfordshire. My stepdad, Mummy's husband, he came from Bedford. Tina, I keep reading your comment and wanting to come up with 170,000 population of gnomes or something. So somebody else needs to write a comment so I can banish those thoughts from my head. Oh, sorry. Did a little dance. Well, is it the 11th today? 11th of December? I mean, we've only got 2 weeks. Yeah, that's a little bit scary, isn't it? I will pop a post onto HeyGo Voyagers and probably on my Facebook group just to let you know when I get home safely. About 3 miles, Mike, not far. To be honest, it's all going to depend on whether they've gritted the roads or not. If they haven't gritted the roads, then it's not going to be fun. But at least it is crunchy snow rather than wet snow, as it were. And there's Sessions House, which is where the local authority are based, the Kent County Council. That's their headquarters. Do most people in Kent drive around or walk? They would drive. Kent's a large county. It's the largest shire in England. What's my group name? It is very imaginatively Leonie on Tour. It does what it says on the tin. And that, my lovelies, really is. Oh, look at that little flushed face. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all who managed to tip. I appreciate not everybody's in a position to be able to do so. Thank you to those who followed. I hope to be able to see you soon on one more of my crazy tours. I just hope it won't necessarily be snowing. I'm now going to have to drop the umbrella to turn off because otherwise it would involve doing something random with my chin. So lots of love, everybody. You take care. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you beforehand. Lots of love. Bye-bye. It's all gone wrong.